This is London with Bitcoin Spike. Going to cover the open for our guys, and shout out to our guys. Hope you're doing well. New York open incoming T minus. Guys, actually were open. Bit of a muted open today on Tesla, NVDA. We're going to watch them for correlative purposes along with the NASDAQ tech sector, so we can incorporate the pattern identification, the tactics, and the know-how into our Bitcoin trades. In terms of NVIDIA, let's just talk about where NVIDIA is up and over a descending triangle, okay? It's a precarious situation to be in. Up and over a descending triangle. We've had some other patterns in play to let you know in terms of the action that we're looking at. We will dig into the 4 hourly. You have a hurdle at the specific line of 497.85. About just shy of 500. That 497 to 500 is going to be a critical level that we're going to be looking at for NVIDIA to traject to the upside. On the open, looks like we have a bit of action up and over the 20 on the 5-minute topside band, okay, would be a target for us. Let's dig in to Tesla very quickly and just look at Tesla, where Tesla is at, some of the concerns just in terms of levels of exposure and potential targets to the downside of the 228. And just to discuss this was a big time trade to the extent that technically speaking, we saw a great interaction on Tesla at the preceding pivot. Bam, we look for this all the time in Bitcoin. Looking at that specific preceding pivot, just lined itself out perfectly for a hammer time entry on that preceding resistance flip to support. So Tesla getting some downside action today on the open. In terms of pickups, look at the hourly. It's been really critical recently. You'll see that capital control line paying the shorts today. Boom, to the downside. Nice specific trade on the open underneath the specific capital control line, and a perfect hit into that cap line pack. Very nicely done. So a 1% move. We're going to call this on Tesla in the first 1 minute. That's it. 1.18%. Capiche. Over and out. Nicely done. Nice to see level of interaction on the hourly as we do focus on several specific assets to trade. It's good for practicum in terms of the speed of your ability to interact with the market. It just is, okay? Now, again, I'm going to reinforce on Tesla the number one thing that's going to be hot in my mind that I want you to look forward to. I want you to look forward to it, okay? As we were to look at the specific potential for a bull flag, I want you to look forward to and plan out your days, your next week thereafter, and maybe months, who knows? But in terms of the go zone, bam. Absolutely. Now, this go zone for me would be a technical over-under level of ownership for me. Long over, short under. We touched into it. You guys will recall that we, on Tesla, we actually used it as a level of resistance. For me, this is an over-under situation, okay? As much as we would look at and be enticed by and were enticed by the specifics for a 50% retracement, right? This is going to be it, guys. Looking at a 50% retracement, a value up zone in this level. Here, I'm over, long, under, short. That's it. I don't care if the pattern fails at all. I'm not tied up into it whatsoever. I'm completely unemotionally involved and looking at the potential for a huge stratospheric move on a bull flag, bam, with a completion to the upside. But guess what? I don't care if it fails and it rocks to the floor. Why? Because this zone for me is going to be an uninvolved, unemotional situational opportunity, a trade op for me to be long, over, short, under, period. That's it. I don't care if the pattern fails to the downside. I don't care if we retest $99 and some catastrophe hits Tesla. I don't care. I'm going to be long, over, short, under until we get into, and this will be the question you already touched into right on my specific green activation zone. All right. If you're currently sitting short, under, no problem, guys. I would be more interested, I'll tell you, in terms of a differentiation feature here. Okay. We'll craft out some targets in line with some kernel calculations, but I'll just tell you, this is going to be a go zone. And I'm going to be long over, short under is going to be my approach so that I am not wound up into and fully reliant upon any specific directional move in the market with fundamentals that I am not in charge of. Guys, we are not in charge of the fundamentals of the market. So to the extent that they're going to potentially radically affect price to the upside, great, we'll go long. Radically affect price to the downside, fantastic. We will go short. from this hot zone. So pay attention as we look for additional, and note that we did have some interaction at that level, as we look for additional, okay, let's say some additional activity up and over this level of resistance. Just mind yourself, no emotion. We'll be long over, we're gonna be short under, and just recall that we did hit very nicely into that specific zone acting as resistance thus far. We would just expect some sort of a dynamic here as we would look at the expected zigzag formations, aka Elliott wave, etc. Hope you all had a great weekend. We had a great weekend. It was a nice weekend, guys, here in Southern California, and we are hoping that wherever you're tuning in from, that you're doing well. You, your family, with all the good and bad that comes with the market. Hey, rely on friends and family, and guys, the trade group here just is nice. A nice way to kind of bring it all back in terms of what our goals are for 2023. They've definitely accomplished. We're looking for 2024 to be even stronger. We have to finish out fourth quarter strong. You guys know that. Looking at a downside target, yeah, I have one and I've had one. Okay, irrespective of the specific hit to the downside, bam, right in line with the preceding, okay, hit here. As you become more proficient in operating in the market, I just don't want you to be in a regret zone or sweating the market moves. I want you to hit it, learn to hit it harder and heavier and more capably to where you show up, market says, okay, it's time to pay. That's the idea. Bottom line, the market just says, okay, it's time to pay. Look who's here. That's the bottom line. That's the goal I want to get you to. That's the level I want to get you to. And it's not going to be, I don't know, guys. The market is already paying quite a bit of attention to your skill sets. It's great as we continue to refine them. Just expect more good things. So this specific target hit at the 228, have we already hit it? Technically, we've accomplished the target. Not in the lines. I'd prefer to see it, but we're just in a bit of a stall. Okay, in a bit of a stall where I expect a bit of grinding action on Tesla. What's my big deal here? Disposable cash, no problem. No big deal. This real disposable cash, no problem. No sweat over something going back to retrace a hit of 50%. No big issue, no worries. But the problem is, I'll just tell you, with an emotional situation, with some emotional baggage, continuing to watch the trade. Do you own the trade or does the trade own you? That's going to be your main differentiator as you look at whether or not you're trading with disposable funds. Does the trade own you? How much of your time is it taking? Are you experiencing the velocity in the trade, which is going to make that equation for you in terms of, here we would expect some high momentum, boom, like this. Take advantage of your time in the market. If you're not operating with disposable amounts of income, don't make the market be a stressful consideration for you. We like that nice move here, in terms of that specific momentum play. We are going to pay attention when we're grinding up and along, and the market is wanting what? The market wants our time, right? The market wants our time. So to the extent that that's comfortable or uncomfortable for you, that's part of what I bring to the equation. Bam. Okay, just a level of a reinforcement. Bam. Quick, easy, solid, high momentum moves. Those are the trades in terms of focuses that just a nice focus that we're going to continue to pay attention to. Okay, so in terms of the details, let's go through Bitcoin. Let's rock and roll it out on Bitcoin. We had a nice drop today in terms of this morning pre-market into the specific pro lower line. You had to want to not to pick this up. You guys know you had to want to not pick up the drop on the specific 4-hourly lower pro. Bottom line, we all agree? You got to agree on that one, guys. You had to literally not want it. What did we hit into again on the 4-hourly? It would be a preceding pivot actually on the lines. And it would be a target on several time frames as you were to look at the specific nature of that failed, okay, the failed. Let's just say a failed wedge. Why is this failed? Because it's failing to operate in line with the expectations that we would have gone to the downside, right? We just had that flat top. As you analyze what happened this weekend, we had a flat top resistance on the lower time frames. Particularly, it's like we had tested, and the market wanted us to get up, out, and over this flat top resistance. We had a little small flat bottom here, so it was really a point of, a point of contention between the bulls and the bears. We will note that the ascending triangle here was better scoped out in terms of a flat top resistance, ascending line of support, and it did, it did come with a bit of an accompanying feature, just noted slightly, not to excuse the technical behavior, bit of an accompanying feature with a pour out of a specific symmetrical triangulation, which we do try and pay attention to, because typically these will underperform. Typically these will underperform to the downside, right? A symmetrical triangulation we know based upon preceding number of decades of back-tested information. Flat top resistance in and along the specific 37.9. Nearly about that 38,000. We're looking at that as a key go-to level to get up, out and over long, down and under short. If you could define a level, assuming we can get there one more time, okay, I'll just tell you, this is the key critical point of infrastructure on the price to be long over short under. It just is. The 37.5 is a critical level of interaction. We did interact with 37.5, and we did let you know you guys got to trade in terms of the specific over under at the 37.5. Very little doubt here in terms of under 37.5 paying nicely since last night. Just look at this, guys. That's a 2% move. So nice action, okay? And in terms of that, set your alerts. We are working on some solutions to allow you to interact with the markets. This is it, guys, to allow you to interact with the markets in a potentially automated fashion. Let me say, what's going on, Luke? Morning. What's up, Luke? Nice to see you, brother. What's going on? Bam, Canada in the house. Southern California in the house on Venus. What's going on? What is going on? I think I know the solutions that we're working on currently are going to be just phenomenal for you all to be exposed to the rationale in play. Right? We want to be long over, short under. 99% of the people in the market will approach the market and want to go one direction. If you can start to accomplish your challenges that are presented in terms of execution, in terms of the structuring of the market, in terms of the asset that you're trading, and say, what are my challenges to just own this thing long over, short under, period. The more that you can, guys, that you can deal with that set of challenges in the market, just watch out. I'm telling you, the more that you can deal with appropriately the challenges that are going to be presented to the market, to you, as you're looking at NVDA, right? As you're looking at some of these preceding flat top phenomenons right now, as you begin to enable yourself to operate over bullish, under bearish, guys, you want to have this mentality. Listen up. You want to have this mentality when things are setting new all-time highs. Pay attention. You want to have this mentality when things are looking to set new all-time highs. For those of you who are not predisposed to shorting, okay, this is the fix. It just is. Owning something long over, short under. Guys, it's a big deal. And there's no other real better way to tackle not being able to comfortably schedule into shorts. They always seem, let's say on Bitcoin, they always just seem unfair. They always seem a little more difficult for me because I really want price to go up. Great. We're going to take an approach of long over, short under. Okay, we're going to take it now at 37,500. We'll take it at 40,000. We'll take it at 45,000. We're going to find a structural component in terms of technically what we're going to be looking at. Deal. We're going to take long over, short under, if and when we can get to that ephemeral level of $100,000. Deal. Because everyone's going to be talking about $1 million. Fact. Everyone's going to be talking about $250,000. Fact. Now, that may be some sweet mojo, okay? That may be the King Kong short like 65 was, 69K. So I just want you to be prepared to always operate. Guys, you can't control the fundamentals. You can control the technicals in your interaction with it. If we could get a hit back, to the specific 200 weekly, that's a 22% move. Now, while the momentum of the market is pressing forward, while we're seeing everything traject to the upside, I am just excited about the opportunity for you guys to change your perspective a bit in terms of whether or not you can even book a short on a particular day, week, or month. Some of you are not plugged into that because you're really, really good at charging to the upside. I want to get you to the point where you're good at charging to the upside and good at charging to the downside as well. So 37,500 is our, and guys, it's not easy. Short mentality is a very difficult thing to harness into, guys. It's a very difficult thing to master because it's like your split decision, right? And you're both boxers. It's difficult to really to really frame into that unless you're just too framed in to one side of the equation. It's difficult to find someone who can short as well as they can long. When you can master this, guys, it's going to be awesome. And I'm going to provide some technical interface. Hopefully, we are going to provide some technical interface in terms of the ability to execute into that. Bit of a potential for an over, guys, let's say a curvature and handle with that just called 37,500 as the key delineating feature, okay? So just anytime that you see this preceding hurdle to the left, just be prepared that we have some conflict in targets up and above. 23.6, 38.2, 50%. You guys got that? To the extent that we're up on this smaller feature with the other accompanying. And when you're looking for the decision of whether or not we've met our target or not, you're going to have, okay, you're going to have your micro and your macro in terms of this specific feature here, in terms of this specific feature here. And so when you're looking for confirmation and you're looking for that answer, the answer is we do not have a clear answer. We have levels and thresholds of conservative versus aggressive interaction with the market, and to the extent that we have the conflict on our, I'm just doing that, guys, because I'm stuck on my paintbrush. Get off there. Hold on. There we go. Okay. I'm trying to select all these. So there we go. To the extent, though, that you have the competing targets to the upside, pay attention. Bam. Technically speaking, you're going to have traders in the market who are looking at both of these specific situations, and your 23.6 is the breakout level. You'll find some confirmation of the specific top side preceding level of resistance. You need to, work into your confluences without being so limited that you can't participate to the upside with the larger macro structures in play, or that you forget about any and disregard anything that's not a confluent macro to micro consideration deal. I think that's a good way to approach that. Hopefully you absorbed that. Sorry, I went through it a bit quickly, but I want to let you guys go. We had a great trade and some action about 15 minutes into the specific open for Tesla, and we will be looking for NVDA to break out. The $500 level is the key critical level of concern, bullish over, bearish under. And we're going to be looking for that go zone. We're going to be in the go zone if we can get up over 240, really 250, guys. 250 on Tesla is a line in the sand. Up and over, let's kill it. Up and over, period. Kill 250 up and over, bam. We'll have a breakout level here. We'll have some different considerations. Like you to get explore any bull flag, having some sort of a degree or consideration of the specific underlying. The ideal would be some underlying pattern. Pay attention. Some underlying pattern in this zone where we have a good expectation of entry herein that would support, hopefully with a highly liquid asset, okay? And I bring that up for Bitcoin versus your specific altcoins, quote unquote. But looking at this, we would like to get a specific, and we just changed over on the, I don't know what happened there with TradingView, but getting in a specific, I thought we changed over on the interval, but no, it just skipped us forward. Apologies for that. Shout out to TradingView always. But looking at that, what we'd ideally like is we get into this hot zone is some pattern wherein we can start to strategize and say, okay, look, here, or here on this specific underlying pattern we're looking at, or particularly especially, wait, look what we have here. Yeah, you got it, and let's hit it, and let's roll, right? You got it. So we will work into considerations in terms of overall larger potentials for exposure as we just analyze this for purposes of bringing it over into our crypto, typically our higher velocity trades, though Tesla. You guys see it's just a great accompaniment technically for us to look at as we bring those specific facets and dynamics into our crypto trades. Hope you guys had a great weekend. It was a nice one. You guys know that was a really nice one. Let's look at that specific 15-minute that is in play as we look at that specific curvature and handle, micro with the dynamics macro, and we're getting a lot of these in the mix, just say in the markets right now, and it was good to see those in equities. These specific patterns in equities continually play out before we had to really wrestle them in Bitcoin. So we got a lot of practicum in that month or two that we really opened up every day to bring in the framework of what we're looking at here. Some difficult ones here with an attempted breakout of about a cup of turn handle ascending triangle, pushing up to a new level, seeing bulls just continue to muscle up over and above, preceding, boom, again, Tesla replay, bam. Copy that. Now we have that next level that bulls are trying to push out, up and over. Watch for your fan reversals. Get into the details. Appreciate all of the interaction in the back. That's the way to roll. Guys, this is London with Bitcoin Spike and VIP Trader. We will talk to you soon. And take a minute and read the disclaimer. Hey, read the disclaimer, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Small crew, I think you guys have memorized it by now. We'll talk to you soon. Take care, guys.